Greetings, folks. Welcome. In this video, we're going to use Excel to calculate some descriptive statistics. Things like the mean, standard deviation, median, quartiles, skewness statistics, lots of fun stuff. Before we get started, though, there are a couple things you have to keep in mind. First, different versions of Excel look different. I'm using Excel on a MacBook Pro, which might look a little different than Excel on a PC. Second, there are different ways of doing things in Excel. The steps I'm going to show you are really good for a beginner, but an advanced user might take some shortcuts and get things done a little more efficiently. The statistics that we're going to talk about are used to analyze a quantitative variable. So when we analyze a quantitative variable, we usually start from a frequency distribution table or a percentage frequency distribution table. Then we make a histogram, which is a good picture to display the variable. And then after we make the picture or the histogram, we'll describe the histogram's shape, center, and spread. And this is where the statistics come in. So here's a percentage frequency distribution table for a variable that measures the wait time for the Space Mountain roller coaster. I've actually got this table split over 2 slides just so it's a little bit easier to see. So you see different classes of wait times, 10 to 19 minutes, 20 to 29 minutes, etc. And the percentage of observations in each class. And then here's the second part of the table. So you see that it goes all the way up to wait times between 130 and 139 minutes. We can go from this percentage frequency distribution table to a histogram. Now that we have the picture, we need to come up with a way to describe what we see. We'll start by describing the shape of the histogram. So for that, we use the skewness statistic. So let's say we have a variable that's in the J column, starting in the second row, so that's J2 through J1142. To calculate the skewness, we use the formula equals skew, parenthesis J2, colon J1142, close parenthesis. And we do that in Excel. We find out that the skewness is 0.31. You might recall that skewness values can be positive or negative. So positive value tells you that the distribution is skewed to the right. A negative value tells you it's skewed to the left. If you have a skewness statistic over 1, it tells you it's strongly skewed. If the skewness statistic is between 0.5 and 1, it would be moderately skewed. In this case, it's 0.31, so we can treat this as a symmetric distribution, and therefore we use the mean and standard deviation to characterize the center and spread. To calculate the mean in Excel, we use the formula equals average, parenthesis J2, colon J1142. And we use this formula in Excel. It tells us that the average wait time is 57.5 minutes. And then we use the standard deviation to characterize the spread. And the formula in Excel is equals STDEV, parenthesis J2, colon J1142. And then you close the parenthesis. We find out the standard deviation is 29.1 minutes. Another quantitative variable that we'll look at is the number of Instagram followers for a sample of celebrities. This was actually data collected by students in one of my classes. We have 183 observations that cover different types of celebrities, so things like musicians, athletes, entrepreneurs, etc. So we'll start with the percentage frequency distribution table. For this table, it's all included on one slide. You see the first class is 0 to 20 million followers, then 20 to 39.9 million, 40 to 59.9 million, all the way up to the last class, which is 140 to 159.9 million Instagram followers. If you look at that first class, you'll see that over 70%, or actually over 3/4 of the celebrities have fewer than 20 million Instagram followers. And it's just 1% of the celebrities that have between 140 and 159.9 million followers. We can display this percentage frequency distribution table using a histogram. And just by looking at this histogram, it certainly looks like it's heavily skewed to the right. But to be sure, we should calculate a skewness statistic. So let's say this variable is in the E column between rows E2 and E184. To calculate the skewness statistic, we use the formula equals skew, parenthesis E2, colon E184. We put that into Excel. We find that the skewness statistic is 2.53. Remember that a value greater than 1 tells you it's a strong skew to the right. So this value of 2.53 tells you it's really, really, really strong skew to the right. Because it's a skewed distribution, we're going to use a 5-number summary to characterize the center and spread. So that's the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. To find the minimum value in Excel, use the formula equals min, parenthesis E2, colon E184, close parenthesis. And that's equal to 6,757 followers. For the first quartile, or the 25th percentile, we use the formula equals quartile, parenthesis E2, colon E184, comma 1. That's telling Excel it's the first quartile, close parenthesis. And that's about 823,000 Instagram followers. For the median, we use the formula equals median, parenthesis E2, colon E184, close parenthesis. So the median is 3.3 million followers. Then to find the third quartile in Excel, we use the formula equals quartile, parenthesis E2, colon E184, comma 3. And that's telling Excel it's the third quartile. And that equals 13.9 million followers. And then finally, for the maximum, the formula is equals max, parenthesis E2, colon E184, close parenthesis. And we find in Excel that that's 143 million followers. So with that, we're going to jump into the Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to calculate some descriptive statistics. I'll see you in a sec. Glad you can make it into the spreadsheet. We're going to start by analyzing the wait time for the Space Mountain roller coaster. Here's the data set. And I've actually already made up the percentage frequency distribution table. See, we have the classes 10 to 19, 20 to 29, etc., all the way down to 130 to 139. And we have the percentage of observations in each class. And then we actually made the histogram. So here's a nice looking histogram that shows the distribution of these wait times. So now that we have the histogram, we want to think about the shape, center, and spread. So I'll go back to the data set. And for the shape, we'll calculate the skewness statistic equals SKEW, parenthesis. And can't remember how many observations we have. So I scroll down here. We have through J1142. Let's see if I can remember that. So we'll go from skewness J2 through J1142, close parenthesis, and then we get our 0.31. So that tells us that the distribution is nearly symmetric. Again, if this value had been greater than 0.5, it would have told us moderate skew to the right. Greater than 1 would have told us strong skew to the right, but at 0.31, it's close enough to symmetric that we can use the mean and standard deviation to characterize the center and spread. So to calculate the mean, we'll use the formula equals average J2 colon J1142. We get an average wait time of 57.5 minutes or 57.46 minutes. And then for the standard deviation, we'll use a formula equals STDEV J2 through J1142. We got the value of 29.1 minutes. All right, so now we've jumped into the other spreadsheet that shows information on the Instagram following of celebrities. So we have the variable, number of Instagram followers. This is as of fall 2018. I've already made up the percentage frequency distribution table. So here you see that first class of 0 to 20 million followers, all the way up to that last class between 140 and 159.9 million followers. And then we have our histogram that shows a picture of that percentage frequency distribution table. So now we can calculate our descriptive statistics. So we'll start with the skewness statistic equals SKEW. And as a reminder, it's between E2 And E, I think it's 184. Yep, 184. E2 to E184. Are you ready? Here it comes. Yeah, very highly skewed, 2.53. Since this histogram has strong skew to the right, we'll use a 5-number summary to characterize the center and spread. So remember, the 5-number summary is the minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and then the maximum value. So for the min, it's equals min E2 through E184. That gives us a value of 6,757 followers. For the first quartile, it's equals Quartile E2 through E184. And then we need to remind Excel that we want the first quartile, so we put in number 1 there. And that's 822,500 Instagram followers. Now we'll calculate the median, equals median. And now, just as a shortcut, instead of saying E2 through E184, I'm just going to say E colon E. So this is telling Excel we want the median value in the E column. We get that 3.3 million followers. Also, if we wanted to, we could call that the second quartile, equals Quartile E colon E, comma 2. So this is just recalculating the median just for fun. And there's our 3.3 million followers. Next, we'll calculate. Actually, I'll get rid of this so we don't wonder why that's there later. We'll do our third quartile now, which is equals Quartile E2 colon E184, comma 3. Again, this is telling Excel it's a third quartile. We get the value of 13.9 million followers. Now we'll do our maximum, which is the last statistic in the 5-number summary, equals max. And just for fun, we'll do E colon E. And here we get 143 million Instagram followers. So you might be wondering which celebrities are most popular in terms of their Instagram following. Well, celebrities like Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, also known as the Biebs, and Taylor Swift, who also goes by T-Swizzle.